Okay, I am back again for the hashtag Just Junk Journal Challenge by Dear Julie. And I was going to start working on my cover, and I didn't know if this is going to be of interest to anyone or not. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take the box apart. This is the part the doll was in on the inside of the bigger box. I'm going to take this apart and kind of look at it. If I bend it this way, how much room do I have? I was kind of hoping that I could maybe score it somehow and get between. I hope where are those people? Yeah, I was hoping I could kind of get between some of these dots. I might could glue those dots back in. They're not poked out. That was, where they put those wires in, that tiger doll. Let's see. I'm going to need my ruler. To make some measurements. This is, how wide is this box? This is 7 3/4. Just kind of make myself a little note there. These are 3, right at almost 3. I'm going to go ahead and say 3. And make sure this one's the same. Yeah. Okay, so I've got 6 inches, so that leaves 1 3/4 in the middle. If I score this, that would make that a really thin journal. That might not work. What I was hoping to do is be able to use this and then just kind of score my cardboard and fold it in where it was more like a little gatefold thing. And I really wanted to have 12 pages in it, at a minimum of 12 pages. See, that's not going to leave me a huge, and I really wanted this on the front. I still got in my head I want it sort of gatefold. Let's think this through. How else can we devise this box to do what we want it to do? Unless I use something totally different for my sides here. If I just completely cut this off and come up with something else for my little spines. I have this gatefold in mind, and I realized that with only 1 3/4, that's only that much room. That makes it less than a 1-inch spine, which is pretty thin. I don't think I want to go that route. I really don't. So, since I've kind of got, my bearings now, I'll go ahead and cut these off and save those, because those might be, I don't know what, but it could, wait, don't cut that off yet. Do I want to do some kind of like cool pockety thing in the back, because that could be covered? Which way's up? Yeah, this way's up. Okay, this one I'm definitely cutting off. So you have to kind of think through this when you're doing it. I thought I'd just bring you, this may be mindless. You may want to fast forward through this part because this is the boring part. But I might actually want a big chunky pocket there on the back. That could be something nice to tuck things in. I know I'm not going to want this one or this one. I'm still in frame here. Sorry. I forget to look up sometimes and check. Ooh, look at that one. That one's pretty. Maybe I'd want that pocket instead. Maybe I want to cut the pocket off. I like that better. That's so pretty. I'm going to do that. And it's got a hole in it anyways. I like the sky pocket better. So, and I'll probably have to neaten and straighten all this up. But, okay, so we've got that. And like I said, I love this mom and her children out in the woodlands. So I'm going to have to use an alternate piece of my cardboard. I'm glad I pulled some cardboard to make my sides. I kind of want, I don't know why I have it in my brain that I just really want this to be a gatefold. So, journal, that style, kind of where it ties or hooks in the middle and folds back. So, doing the best I can. Normally I would use a straight edge and a ruler, but we're not supposed to, I picked my tools, so now I can decide how big I want this to be. And obviously I'm probably not going to want those holes down there, so I will be cutting it off. But what I was thinking is I would like for this to be maybe the front of my journal. So it's not going to be super wide. I'm okay with that. You know, so that the tree, we'll see. How does this come together better? It doesn't come together like I thought it would. In the middle, because the tree is like, maybe I can fudge that a little bit. Because of the way the tree bends. I see that now. It's not going to deter me. That won't deter me. That one needs to go on this side. This one needs to go on this side. And it's not going to match up just perfectly. I'm going to have to recut that. But I wanted to get an idea of how thick my sides are going to be. And I'm going to get a pretty strip out of that too. Okay. So let's say these two together, and I'm going to have to straighten these up. I'm going to have to use a ruler and really mark and straighten, but just for giggles, I'm going to say this is going to be 6 inches. So I need to kind of neaten this up just a little bit here on the edge. It's a couple of little, how can I cut that? I see it sticking out a little edge right there. Okay. And I want, I think I'm going to cut off this dark part, leave the light part on the book. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go right above those holes. This is what these lines in the back of the cardboard are really good for, because you can line it up. I'm going to cut those little holes off because I don't want, I may use that part for something else. That could be some cute little tags because it's already got holes poked in it. But I don't want that to be on the bottom of my journal. Okay. And I know I need it to be 6 inches wide, and I said I wanted it to start from that side. So I'm going to mark 6 inches up all the way to this little hole. This is how tall I want it. And I'm going to cut this one off right here, below those, above those holes. So that's a pretty good, it's thinner than I would like it, but you know, it is what it is because you're using junk, and you can't, I don't see my mark up there. Where's my mark? There we go. Line my marks up so I can get a straight cut there. And I'm going to cut that off. So this is going to be, this is 6 by, and I might want to even, before I cut it, let's see, how big do I want this to be? Because I can cut it down some. 6 by 9 maybe? Is that a good, a little bit more off of it, or 6 by 8? Decisions. I have to make one, don't I? Because it's 6 by 9.5 there, and I'm thinking of my papers that I'm going to put in this. I could go down to 8.5, or I could go down to 8. I think I'm going to go down to 8 and make it smaller. No, let's see. I'm trying to hold it where I can look and see what size the book is. And if it's 6 by 9, it's here to here. I think I'll go 9. Go 9. Okay. Sorry about all the waffling. Just want to make sure I'm getting it like I want it, because I got one shot at this. You know, if you've only got one shot, you don't want to mess it up. So, I'll end up cutting this one off along this line here. Use these big scissors because I knew I wasn't going to be able to cut cardboard unless I use those. So I've got a good chunk there. That's a nice chunk, huh? I just thought of something. That's not going to work. Unless I make it shorter. How short is this one? I started saying I would have enough to do the whole book out of this. It's not quite 8 inches. Darn! So I was like, that would be a good side piece measurement right there. But since I don't have enough, that's okay. I was like, oh man, that would be perfect. See, that would be perfect for my little gate thing if I had another piece like that. But I don't. I'm going to measure, I'm going to lay this out. It doesn't really matter, you know, whether I put her up or down. It's actually going to be what meets in the middle on this piece. How do I want this to meet? It's actually going to be what kind of meets in the middle. How do I want it to meet? Now I almost like the dark side better over there, that the tree is going away. This tree is going into, let's see, let me match some of the background up. How I like it. I'm trying to figure out, you know, like when it's cut off and I see the front of the journal, I can always put something over here to, you know, I just wish I had some more of this lighter color. See, that doesn't look, I like the sky portion better. Like with this one, I like that better, but that looks kind of odd to me. But if I had her and the children lower, they seem to blend in right about there better. That seems to blend in a little better about right there. And I don't know if I want her all the way down, even with sort of the bottom of this tree, somewhere like that. So I'm going to kind of turn it over and somewhat-ish line that up. And y'all are going, get on with it, make a decision. If you don't want to watch this part, I totally don't blame you. But I thought, you know, maybe the construction would be important to someone. Maybe not. So, now I have all these beautiful pieces left that I can use for the rest of the journal. Okay, so now I have a front and a back that I'm happy with. Got a front and a back that I'm happy with. Now I need some sides. I wish I had another piece of this that was long enough. I do not. I was kind of somewhat considering piecing something, but then I thought that might not be a good idea. I do have all these beautiful pieces left though that I can sprinkle throughout the journal. It's really pretty and I love this pocket. So those I'm going to put aside. I'm going to pause you for a second and go get some of my extra cardboard. Okay, this is why I kept the cereal box. I thought this might happen, that I might need some sides, and I do. So I'm going to try to just cut, I'm going to eyeball this. And I may not use the full width of the sides. I may end up cutting it and folding it. I'm not sure. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, these sides here. I'm leaving the little flaps because maybe I want a chunky monkey. I don't know. That was why I saved a cereal box, because I was afraid that I wasn't going to have enough material otherwise to make anything. Don't throw away any of your offcuts until the end. Keep them in a little bag or a box or something. But see, this could already, once it's covered, it's a little thick. I may not want it that thick. I may cut it down to where it's more like the size of this nutritional label and fold it in. I'm not sure, but for right now, this is what I'm going with. And yeah, I could have measured and been all, you know, precise, but I'm not going to be. Man, I hate to cut Clifford the big red dog. He would go good in a little journal I'm making for one of my grandgirls. Well, sorry, Clifford. Well, I could still use a little bit of him. I could put him on the side. Cut all this mess off. We don't need that. I am going to need some of this stuff for the inside of my book, so I will, you know, need that. Now, if I put this together with my journal like this, that is going to be a chunky monkey, isn't it? I'm going to need a lot of paper for that. I wanted this to last me for the whole year, though, so maybe I need a chunky monkey. See, it would be that would be the side. It's pretty thick. But I could get a lot of paper, or I could spread my signatures out where I have a lot of room inside there. So, and I do want to do some embellishments. You know what? Let's just go for it. Make sure that bottom is kind of straight. And knock it off. Give it a chop. For it. Let's use this end. That side's kind of funny. Kind of funny there. And you notice I'm so precise about this. I'm really not. And now I have all of my pieces to make my front and back cover. These are going to be my side gussets. I am going to do this as a gatefold, where that the front of the journal opens like this and then folds out like this. And my signatures, and I'm not sure if I want to do signatures that are going to be staggered one and then this one folds over, you know, where they fold back and forth, or if I just want them all on one side. This will be glued here. Once that's covered, it's going to have to be covered. This is going to be glued here. This one will be glued here, and then these will be glued to the front, and that will give me my cover. So I'm going to grab some, I don't know what I'm going to use, that brown paper, some Babb, you know, the fabric, part of the purse. I gotta have something that goes on this. You know, I can't turn this wrong side out because this could just be brown. We'll see. So this is all I'm going to do on this part right now. I'm going to pause and give it a think over, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm through waffling. I really only had a few choices of what I could use. I could use the brown paper, which, you know, that would be fine. That's perfectly fine, you know, to use the brown paper. But I have a technique I want to use this on the inside of the book to cover the inside cover. So I decided not to go that route. So my only other two options I really had was either to use some of the poetry from the book, or, you know, to have the poetry down the sides. But I didn't like the stark contrast between these colors and that cream paper. I was just not, it wasn't my thing. So I went through this whole magazine, and it has some gorgeous images, but none of them were exactly right. So I ended up at the calendar, and I did find something that I think that's going to work. On the bottom of this design, there is this yellow strip here. And on the, where is my other piece of, yeah, there it is. I thought that was kind of pretty up against that for a spine, you know, for the side. And this would be on the back. I thought that was kind of pretty. So I like that, and it kind of brings out some of the yellow here. And there is another design in this book that has a green one. It's the same kind of almost like design, but it's green. And so here it is. It's green. So the other side would have greens. And I'll put the bright yellow in between here. So that's what I'm going to cover my spine with. So I'm going to take out these two calendar pages and work on that. And then I'm going to flip to the inside of the book to show you a little technique I'm going to use in there. And I actually could probably use some more of these. I like that this has quotes on it too. That's cool. And I really may use the date, the little months. I may use that in here in this one. So that's going to be another thing that could be used. I'll just kind of push all the things I'm not really using back there. I've lost a portion of my spine. There it is. So what I'm going to do here is kind of measure this again and see about how wide this is, and see if I can kind of get it centered. It's 3.5. Good. So I can kind of get that to center on there a little bit. Let's see, how much is this little thing here? It's not quite a half. 1, 2, 3/8. So I'm going to take that to about here, past that, because then this white will be folded in. The white portion, this will be folded in and won't show. And then I'll go over from that to 3.5. Oh my goodness, let's see. And I'm going to get a little bit of that in there, but I don't mind that. That's fine. I'll go over there to 3.5. And we can just cut that so that I've got plenty for my spine. And that should be, because this is almost, actually, yeah, I'm just going to get a little sliver of that. I could kind of offset it, I guess, where I didn't get as much of it if I wanted to. Well, let's do that. How about we just draw around this? I can kind of offset the difference. So if I go from there, I guess I'm just going to kind of trace this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Part of this isn't even going to show. Okay, so I kind of offset that. And let's see, well, my paper trimmers is too big. I didn't have it over here. I had it over on my desk. Maybe this will fit in here. Maybe I can kind of get it straight if I can use my, yeah, I'll go on my paper trimmer if I can kind of get it lined up. I think that's kind of on the line, maybe. A little off. I can trim that back down or just leave it. It's not going to hurt it. It would probably be better if I took this part off first. I can line it up easier. And then this. I'm sorry this is such a boring kind of thing, but I just wanted you to kind of see the process of how, you know, this was going to work. And I thought I would just kind of do a craft with me, sort of a start to finishy thing. I'm just going to line this one up and mark it so I can cut it. So I need to cut it here and here and here and here. And I know that's a little bit wider, but I'll make it the concession for it in a minute. So these are going to be my, you get so much offcuts, it's like you start thinking, what am I doing here? I got so much paper. Let's cut this off first. And then I can line up my little tick marks there. And my goodness, save every scrap you get, because you're probably going to need it when you're doing a junky junk journal. You probably need every scrap. Of course, I do that when I'm doing a normal journal, but, you know, this was just not being able to use a ton of stuff. And I wish I had more junk to mine. I really do, but I just don't. So, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, and my first thing I'm going to do is glue these onto my cereal box. And Julie did say that we could use adhesive tape, so I'm going to use some of my, I am going to use some Scor-Tape on here, because sometimes this is slick and this is slick, and it may not want to stick, and then I'll put some glue with it too. So I am going to use some, this is 1/2-inch Scor-Tape. I ordered this on Amazon. I get 1/2-inch and 1/4-inch are about the two main sizes I use. This will help stick that paper. You could cover the whole thing with Scor-Tape if you want to. I mean, you really could. I'm going to do a couple of lines of this in the middle, and I'm going to peel that off, and then I'm going to put some on the side, on the top, and then I'm going to put some glue on there too, because I love to be sure that everything is very secure. Yeah, I'm a little crazy like that. And, goodness. There it goes. I know some people don't. I just like to tear this because it tears easy. Some people don't like to do that. They like to cut it. I don't like the goo on my scissors. And since it's not showing any, just want to kind of rub the tape down to make sure it's stuck before you pull off the little things. And I want this toward my front and toward my back. Oh, I didn't put my glue on there, did I? Said I was going to put glue and I didn't. Let's make sure this is open, because I've got a new bottle and I'm not sure if this is the new bottle or... Oh my, this is not the time for the glue bottle not to open. Is this one open? Yes. Okay. I should have had a bottle upside down over here. I usually try to do that when I'm going to film. Come on, tacky glue. I'm going in between where I put that Scor-Tape, and I'm just going to put some extra glue just to kind of seat that, hopefully. And I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Try to line this up best as I can. I want to center this little bottom part on here if I can. See, now I think I want that on the front, not the white. That's why I turned it over. Center that on that fold to the best of my ability before I start pushing and sticking. Now, we were not allowed a brayer or anything like that, but you can use your glue bottle if you need a brayer. Use your glue bottle, or use your scissor handle. This can be a good brayer or a good tool to use as a, you know, you know, like I'm going to want that fold back in there. I don't have a bone folder. Use your scissor handle as your bone folder to kind of get that back in there, to get that stiff bend back in your cardboard for your spine. Or your, well, I guess it's a spine. I don't know if you call these spines because they're on the sides or the gussets. I don't know. But anyway, so now I've got this covered. Let's see a little air bubble there. I'm trying to make sure there's no air bubbles. But now I've got that one covered. I'm going to repeat that process on this one. This time I'll do this a little bit different. I'll do the ends and then just put the tape in the middle up to it. Goodness. Well, I didn't think of that while ago instead of doing it the hard way. Because generally, I guess I take the hard way most of the time. And I don't need it everywhere. I'm just afraid with these both being slick boxes, without sanding them, that glue is just not going to hold them. I mean, I really think that. I think it's not going to hold. Because this calendar is slick and this box is slick. Because normally if I was going to use one of these, I would sand them a little bit. She did not say that we were allotted sandpaper. I guess if I asked her, we could be. But, you know, I'm just going to try to go by what rules she's already set. And, you know, that's part of, you know, doing this is you just kind of make do. You know, it's a make do process with these kind of journals. So far I'm using my doll box and my cereal box and my calendar, and I think I'm going to come up with a pretty little journal when I'm done. Okay, this one was going to be on this side because it's the, so this one I want to fold up on this side. Okay. I'm trying to get them straight here. Now I don't care if this covers all the way out to the edge of this box where I've cut it, because the main part I'm concerned with is this spine area. You know, this little area here, I'll cut that excess off. I'm not concerned with that. That's not going to show anywhere. It's all going to be covered. This is the part I'm kind of concerned with. You know, you can, oh, but before you roll your glue around and squeeze it, you might want to put the lid on it. Darn, I didn't even see that. It's like, I could have had a trail of glue everywhere. Wow. See, this part right here is not going to show. And there is a little adhesive on that, but it's still, oh, okay, let's try. Got a little overage on this one. Let's trim that off. There we go. And I'll use my scissors from my bone folder. Now, I am ready. Where's the other piece of my book? Oh my gosh, I lost it. Well, now that is kind of nuts. There's a piece, there's a piece, there's a piece. How do you lose a portion of your, oh, there it is. I was supposed to say, how do you lose a portion of your book? If you hear my stool scooting, I need to stand up for a minute. So, this is going to attach to this. I'm going to cover this little edge here, so I'm not worried if it's not perfect. Okay, but this is the wrong side. I wanted the yellow on this side. I want the yellow. See, I don't want the yellow and the white. Let me see how it looks. Do I want that yellow and the white? I think I want the white in the back. I don't know. I don't know why I'm being picky, because it's not going to show. I guess it's which way do I want the design to be. That's what I need to look at. Like more like this or more like this. There, if you haven't noticed, when you're going to make these junk journals, there's a lot of waffling, and I like it better like that. Okay, so that's what I needed to know for the moment. So I'm going to run another piece. I'm going to use my 1/4 inch tape. And I'm going to run another thing of tape down this to hold everything in place while I'm working on it. And I'm going to put the tape up close. I probably could have used a 1/2 inch, but I thought I would have too much sticking over. I could always run a second bead down that if I thought I needed it, but I really just need it to hold together while I'm working on it. And I'm putting it kind of close to that fold on the edge, not exactly, but kind of close, you know. So I'm going to run that down both sides. And I'll try to remember to put a link for the Scor-Tape in the thing so you can look for that if you need it. I will tell you a secret. There is some of this tape on that Chinese website. I think it's called Wish. And it's cheap. But it takes forever because it's literally on a slow boat to China when it's coming to you. Now, this is not going to have all the... I could have done where I folded this under. This isn't going to have all the polished edges and things that I would do if I was using scrapbook paper and stuff. It's going to be pretty, but let's see, I'm going to make sure it's right side up. Yeah, tree going up. This is actually the green side, not the, I want to do this side first, not the yellow side. Sorry, this is taking so long. I'm like, I don't know how long this video is. I haven't even checked. Okay, and I decided I liked it, so I'm going to line it up right here on the edge. Edge to edge. And press. And I'm going to cover the outside corner, this little corner here. And if anything's too long, like I do have a little bit of trimming to do, I'll figure that out once I get this all put together. But, and I'm doing the same thing here. I'm going to line up edge to edge. And then if I need to trim anything, I can trim it later. But this is going to hold my big chunky book together. Oh, it's going to be a chunky monkey, isn't it? See, I can hold this out and go ahead and trim that off. But I'm going to wait till I get the other one on. No, might be easier to do without the other one on, huh? Pretty straight now. So I've got that part done. I want to stick this part on, and I put the, look at that. I don't know why, but that side looks right side up to me, but you know, whatever. I'm lining up these outside edges to the best of my ability. Sticking that down. I got that one a little longish too. And then I'm going to line up this one on the edge also to the best of my ability. And come inside and use my scissor handle to give that some stick. Okay? And this is where some of my tape is also going to come in, because I'm going to do some taping. I think I've got a little fussy trim right there too. Okay, let me do that. Go ahead and get that kind of somewhat, just cut a little crooked there. Okay, good enough. So now I have, whoops, this is the back of my journal, and I've got both sides, and I have a front, and it is going to be a gatefold. Now I'm going to have to clean this up just a little bit through here, and I will clean that up later. That'll be on the other end of this journal. I'm going to take some masking tape and just reinforce this. I'm not going to go quite all the way out to that outside edge, but I want to reinforce this a little bit with some masking tape. And then I'm going to have something glued on here. So this is not going to, you know, I'm going to have plenty of glue and tape. Ooh, that is not how you do that. I'm going to have plenty of glue and tape on here. That's a little long. I don't want that to show. I don't want it to go all the way to the edge. I don't want it to show on the front. And here on all these seams, just want to add. Whoops, let's go down a little bit. Add a little bit of extra stability. hope I've stayed in frame. I keep forgetting to look up. I'm focused on my work and I forget to look up. Just going to take this and kind of run it down in that edge too, where that's folded. Try to give it a good burnish with my scissors. Use them as a good burnishing tool. And then I think we should stop on this part today. I'm going to do a little prep work for the inside, what I want to do to the inside of the cover before I start my pages. So that's going to get our cover put to this far, and I'll do a part 2 of the cover to get it where I need it to go. So I'll see you in part 2.